Hey guys, what's going on? I just now started playing Hearthstone about 3 days ago, and I was looking up a bunch of videos on YouTube trying to find out, some decent decks for whenever you're a beginner. And all I kept finding were all these videos with that were talking about a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't understand, win conditions and just all kinds of things. So when you're first, and they also kept talking about crafting these decks that were low, I guess they called low budget decks. And so they were saying things like, oh, sorry about that. They were saying things like 1600, 2500 dust. So I go into crafting and I see that's quite a bit. None of these things are really beginners decks, and they also talk about all these complicated things that most true beginners aren't really going to know about. So I decided to unlock all the heroes, or I guess you call them heroes, and try out all of them and see which ones I thought were something I could work with and start making a deck. What I found so far was the priest deck, and I've got two different strategies that I want to talk about, and really you can combine them into one deck. I haven't got both of them yet, so one of them's actually a video I was making of a game. I was hoping to show my strategy, and the guy I was playing against also had a priest, and he played the most ridiculously overpowered thing I've ever seen. So I'll show you guys that, and also my deck. I'm working towards getting the card that you need for his deck, and I'm just a little bit away from it because I got lucky. I ended up getting 3 packs for having a Samsung phone, and then I did a couple of quests, I guess, and ended up with like 5 or 6 packs, and somehow I ended up with 3, I guess they're legendary or epic or something, but whenever you get rid of them, they give you 400 crafting stuff, and so I only need 400 more to get the card that I need. But first, I'm going to go over the deck I currently have and talk about, what the point of it is. I guess that's the win condition. So, it's in the early game. It's all about trying to get as many cards in your hand as you can. So obviously, the more cards you have, the better chance you have of getting the cards you need for your win condition. Also, and so in order to do that, I have all of these things like that whenever a minion is healed, you get to draw a card. And then I put a bunch of other stuff like, let's see here. Obviously, the priest can heal anytime because that's a special ability. But I also have, which one? This. I crafted this for 40 dust. It restores 2 health to all friendly characters, and that, these cards right here, they don't just draw one card. It's for every single one that's healed, and so you can end up drawing lots of cards. And there's things like this. Even it heals the other team too, but again, you're getting cards for all that. And it all comes down to trying to get 2 cards, and that is this thing right here. So the minion's attack is always equal to its health. That's so it starts out 5/5. And you want to have some kind of taunt down or something before you lay it, because you don't want people being able to focus on it. And then once you have it, you want to get these right here. These double a minion's health. So with just one of those things, you can double it to 10, double it again to 20, and then you can also do other things to add, like this right here. So you could, or I'm sorry, not that. This. So the other day I had one where he's got 5 health. I give him 3. He's got 8. I double it. He's got 16, and I double it again. He's got 32. I killed him in one go. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. Let's just jump into a game, and I can show you a game where it worked out successfully. All right. So this is my first game, or not my first game, but one of my games last night, and I believe this is the one where I end up getting, it's not fully powered up, but it was good enough. You guys can get the picture. I started off with a pretty decent hand. The one problem with this deck is, and probably any deck, if you don't end up with a decent early hands and you have nothing to play, you can be absolutely fucked. And so that's why you gotta want to draw as many cards as you can. So as you can see, I've got this Voodoo Doctor. Normally I like to use them to try to heal a minion to draw more cards, but I don't like having nothing on the board, so I just went ahead and healed myself back up. Alright, so as you can see, I've already got him and the thing that doubles his health, so that was really lucky. Went ahead and did this just to draw more. That's a decent control card. It's all about wanting to control the board early. In other words, like, if they got a deck that lots of decks focus on getting lots of minions, they're not very powerful, but lots of them early out, and to try to, I guess, get you before you can get whatever powerful strategy you might have, they try to take you out before that. So now I drew that. That allows me to, draw some cards. I decided to attack first so that I would be able to draw more. I can heal it and then draw. Sorry about the pop-ups. That card powers up whenever any character's healed, and that's any character, so it doesn't have to be a minion. And if you heal multiple characters at once, she gets multiple power-ups at once, so it's not a bad card at all. He did a good job of getting both those off the board. He saw I was getting them powered up, and it was allowing me to draw lots of cards. Now I decided to focus on getting the taunt out there so I could lay down my light spawn without having to worry about him being damaged. I like to try to save Holy Smite. You can use it to deal their damage to their hero, but I prefer to try to save it to control, like to take out minions. He's just stocking up on armor because he's not getting any good cards. See, this is the problem with not being able to get cards that you want. It can cause a lot of trouble early on. So now I'm just go ahead and getting him out there and getting him powered up. See, and now look at this. Watch how many cards I get to draw because of this. I ended up getting the other light spawn too. Had this game gone on longer, I could have really got powered up. It was game over at this point, regardless. This is kind of messed up on my part. I should have just finished him off. I was just kind of playing around. Alright, there you guys go. You can see how powerful it can be when it works correctly, and that wasn't even close. But this next game, you're going to see the things I'm going to be adding. I only need one card. It's only going to take up one spot. And it's pretty much I can continue with the strategy I had and add a whole nother strategy on top. I actually started out with a really good hand and ended up getting like a lot of decent cards. And if it weren't for the fact that this strategy is so overpowered, then I could have possibly won this. But I don't stand a chance. And it's unblockable. Like, it's just ridiculous. This strategy pretty much just focuses on his strategy focuses on getting as many spell cards as you can and reducing the cost, and you'll see why soon. I probably should have hit the card and damaged myself and then healed myself. That way I could have gotten a card, or I could have powered him up. But I tried healing, it was too late. It doesn't work if you don't actually heal. And that silence card is a perfect counter to my strategy. If it silences it, it makes it to where his attack goes back to 0 no matter what it's at. So it's just it was very annoying. And he's getting to play so many spells because they cost less. See, I got Light Spawn that I needed. I had no choice but to play that. I didn't want to play nothing and waste my mana, and I didn't want to put Light Spawn out yet because he could have easily taken him out. He got so lucky. Out of everything he could have summoned, he summoned the card he needed. I can't touch it because this is an old video, obviously, but you'll see what it does soon. This guy's obviously spent a bunch of money, because look all the legendaries he has. Like, it's just ridiculous. I don't know why. I don't think I ever even checked what that card could do. But what it does is it doubles all your spells. It doesn't sound anything that crazy, but it is. I decided to go ahead and take it out because I had a couple of cards that would allow me to, power myself back up. See, I thought things were going pretty well at this point. First he does that, so gets rid of my good cards. Okay, so this card, for instance, imagine if I had that double spell card, it would have hurt him 10 damage and healed me 10. That's like insanely overpowered. And that's not even close to just how strong it can be. He had the cards he needed. He was just waiting to get that legendary that I killed. He wanted to get it back. Obviously, that wasn't the best utilization of that, but I didn't have anything else I could do. See, he resurrects it. And then he plays this to make it where spells cost less again. Okay, look at this. 20 damage and 0 cost. And he plays it twice. That's 40 damage. That means that no matter what you do, you're dead. No matter what you do. That's so crazy. Let's go take a look at just how powerful it can be. Alright, so the only thing is I'm not exactly sure why it doubled it. So instead of... Okay, so those cards he used, they deal... Or I'm sorry, that's not it. They cost 2 and they deal 5 damage. It's something like, I don't know if he played something that makes it to where old effects stay in. So the previous one had doubled it and then it doubled again because he resurrected. Because it also cost 0, even though he only had one of those elementals on the field that cost that reduced it by 1. And so, but even without all that, let's just say you got it just normally, this will do 10 damage, each time. And let's go look at all the different stuff that could be done. So you're going to heal yourself 4 instead of 2. This is going to give 4 instead of 2. This is going to give, or I'm sorry, that's probably not, I don't think that counts. This is going to cause every character to get 4 damage and 4 health for all your characters. I've got a golden copy of this, but I don't really know what that means. I didn't even really realize I had it. So I also got a new card. This one here. And I don't know if, it wouldn't always be utilized, and I don't plan on putting it into mine, but it makes it to where everything that normally does health damages instead. So all those healing cards I have could, my hero power would become dealing 4 damage, and with that double spell card, so forth and so on. You guys get the picture. And so, as you can see, I'm going to go show the card that he was using. I've got 1280 now from the couple of things I disenchanted. Yeah, that's what it's called. Alright, so here it is. Double the damage and healing of your spells and hero power. 1600 is what it costs. And incredible card, as you guys can see. But I'm going to stop it there. This video is getting pretty long. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I might make a few more videos for this game. I kind of doubt it. I just wanted to let beginners see a couple of strategies early on, since there's pretty much nothing to help me out, and I kind of had to do it on my own. If you guys enjoyed this, give me a comment, a like, and I'll see you back in the future.